Today I'll show you how to get started with TopLogic in under 3 minutes. TopLogic can be either set up as a preconfigured instance using a Docker image, as a server installation via Debian or Cloud Init, or by creating a new application via Maven, which allows greater flexibility. In this video, I'll focus on the Maven approach, and by the end of it, you have a working development environment ready for building amazing apps. Before we dive in, make sure you have Java and Maven installed on your system. If you're not sure, don't worry, you can easily Google the process for the installation of that. So I have an open terminal in here and I'm going to check if I have Java 17. I have, great. If I have Maven, I have, and maybe as well if I have Git installed. Great. If you have all that, we can create our first TopLogic project. Just make a directory where then we're going to store all of our applications. I'm just going to call it dev. And be sure to also check out that directory. Next step is to open the website opensource.toplogic.com, click on the Get Started button, and on the menu here, create a new TopLogic application, copy this Maven command, and paste it back into your terminal. Now Maven's gonna ask us a few questions, but don't worry, we'll keep it simple and mostly use the default. So the group ID is usually the company domain, but in reverse. So in my case, it's TopLogic. And the artifact ID will be the name of our application. I'm just going to call it first app. The version I'm going to leave as default, and I don't want to use the professional edition as I want to use the open source version, and the rest is default. And if you're interested about dual licensing we have here at TopLogic, you can check our website for more information. Great, we just created the directory and now we can switch to it. Just enter the artifact ID that we mentioned before, and now we can initialize our Git. We can add all files to it, and we can commit our initial setup. All we need to do now is to enter the simple command Maven, and this will build a TopLogic application, install all dependencies, and a new window will pop up in your browser greeting you with a TopLogic login page. You just set up your first TopLogic development environment, but in order to log in, we have to go back to our terminal, scroll a bit up, and copy this initial password provided by the system. Go back to our application, enter the username root, and give the password. And that's it. Be sure to check out our next videos where we show you how to integrate your project into Eclipse for a more in-depth coding environment. But don't worry, this setup is already sufficient enough to build no-code applications.